Hey babes, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is sponsored by EayonHair, and today I'm using their double drawn water wave bulk human hair in the color natural black. Now this is the perfect color if you've never had braids before because it's really close to your hair color and it's a classic. This is going to be the hair that hasn't been dyed or colored, and it's going to have the best curls when it comes to these boho styles. I find that when you go lighter in color, when you get to like lighter brown or even platinum blonde, that the hair loses the shape of the curls because it's bleached. But this hair held up beautifully. And we only use 3 bundles for this look. My client here has been transitioning her natural hair and has been finding braids to be a lifesaver when it comes to styling. She naturally has super thick hair, but if you're transitioning from permed hair to natural, you know the struggle. Okay, the spot where the texture changes is more difficult to detangle and can sometimes be a hassle for someone or some people to deal with. She was telling me that she went to a stylist to have her hair treated and trimmed the day before, and it was rough to say the least. But these kinds of clients are my favorite when I'm able to help them out on their natural hair journey by giving them some options to style their hair without chemically damaging it. If you look closely at the middle section of her hair, you can see where that texture changes. Someone like me, I did a big chop a long time ago. My first big chop was in the 7th grade, so like 2013, but I decided to do that instead of transitioning my hair all the way out. But if that's not for you, then braids are a really good alternative to help grow your hair out. Back then, I really loved my short hair actually, and the second time around that I big chopped was recently, like last year. And honestly, the difference between the first big chop and the second big chop is like my confidence. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This time around in my adult life, my big chop was more scary than it was in middle school. I'm not sure why. You know, in middle schoolers can be mean, and they kind of were. They used to call me like microphone because I had a little short fro and I was rocking it and I did not care. But I feel like nowadays, sometimes I feel like with the internet and just a lot of opinions that surround us, it can be a little intimidating to make such large or such big of a change, and I totally get it. But either way, love my short hair this time around too. But sometimes that just doesn't fit with some people's lifestyle or the way that they want to style their hair. And I feel like the way that you style your hair should be a choice. There are some people who don't want to wear their natural hair, you know, they want their hair to be healthy, but they just don't want to wear their natural hair out. And I feel like everybody should be able to have that choice, right? Okay, moving on. Let's talk about the hair and the hair color. So natural black or 1B is going to be that color that you want to aim for. And I feel like if you're new to getting braids, like I had said before, that you want to start off slow and steady, right? Usually people, or I feel like a majority of people have a darker hair color. So I feel like this color suits most people, you know, except for like the blondes and the gingers and people who have lighter hair. But if you're new to getting braids and you're like, I want to try color, but I'm scared or whatever, it is always safe to go with this color. In my opinion, I feel like it matches everybody's skin tone and your face and XYZ. But a pro to this, like I mentioned before, was that this is the healthiest version of the hair that you can get, because after you bleach it and stuff, it just doesn't feel the same as virgin type human hair, you know? And with boho braids, if you're somebody that's going to be paying for them, or even if you do them on yourself, you want to get a good quality boho hair, because I've worked with some brands, not going to say which ones, but I've worked with a few brands that I decided that I didn't really like the texture of their hair, that it wasn't my favorite, so I decided to not really work with them. But you can kind of tell the difference in quality. If the boho hair is good quality human hair, it's gonna feel smooth, it's gonna feel silky. When you pull it apart, it's not gonna get too tangled. Versus if you're working with a mix or what do they call it, like master mix, which is a mix of human hair and synthetic hair, you can definitely tell the difference in texture. It just feels more plasticky. It might, you know, it's got a little crunch to it. You know, it just doesn't feel like human hair. So when doing these boho braids, look how gorgeous these look. Okay, again, these are 3 bundles, y'all. 3. And I feel like that's a good amount to add, especially when you add in smaller pieces like I do. You want to make sure that you have enough boho hair. So I feel like that magic number for us using EayonHair is 3 bundles. You can see her mom sitting in the corner. And by this time, we were like 9.5 hours in. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Boho braids take me a long time. If you're a braider, let me know how long these boho styles take you. And don't lie. Don't be capping saying that it only takes you 4 hours. I mean, I guess it does for some people if you're like a lightning speed master braider. But I like to add small pieces of boho hair. I feel like it just makes the style look so much more natural. I do not like to add big chunks of boho hair in there. So it takes me longer to do, which is why it takes me that long. But how long does it take you to do boho? I would love to know, because I want to work on getting faster, but also at the same time, it's like, I don't really know if there's much room to improve there. It feels like I'm moving as fast as I can. And, you know, with practice, I can get faster, but I really like the way that my boho is coming out. So I don't know. What if I don't want to get faster? Either way, it did take a while, and her mom came and dropped her off and then came and picked her back up. But usually when I have clients like this that take a long time, I usually recommend that they either order lunch, bring lunch with them, you know, prepare for the day, because y'all, it took a long time. And she didn't even get up the whole appointment, which I was like, girl, are you okay? Like, and I usually recommend for clients, if they need a break, just let me know. I'm not that braider, y'all. Okay, when my clients come, if they want to get up every hour on the hour just so that their blood flow can circulate through their legs, perfectly fine. But she didn't move the whole time. I was like, girl, you good? But we're finishing up. I do go ahead and dip my boho in hot water so that the braids can set, and I pull the curls out of the way, and then I just finish off with a topper mousse. But I like to dip my braids. It is optional though, because I'm finding that when doing braids, even if I just did a little steam instead of just straight up dipping the braids in the water, that the braids are still holding up. So the dip is optional, but I do recommend either or still heating up the water and just taking a towel and steaming them a little bit so that they're not as stiff, you know. And then I'm adding a topper mousse. Really like this mousse, or any mousse works really, and it's watery instead of more moussey. And look, I showed her mom too, but it's more watery instead of moussey so that it can really activate the curls, because again, human hair should be good quality, and if it is good quality, when you add water and moisturizing products to it, it should curl up and look very good. As I'm finishing up, I go ahead and trim the ends so that there's no pieces that are longer than that don't match the length of the other pieces, just to make sure. And I did ask her ahead of time how long or short she wanted them, and she wanted them as long as her natural hair, or just a smidget longer. So this was her first day of school hairstyle for back to school. I was so excited for her. She is starting her senior year of high school, so I just thought that was so cute. Y'all, if this boho style was popping in high school, ooh, I would have been eating it up. If you guys love this video, let me know down below in the comments, and check out Eayon's hair. I'll leave all the information in the description down below. And if you guys want to check out any of my other videos, check them out in this playlist right here.